You know that moment when you're standing in the middle of a big room, mop in hand, wondering if you're about to waste an hour scrubbing the same spot over and over? I've been there, and the last thing I want is to drop a few $100s on a floor machine that ends up gathering dust in the garage. So before you decide whether the Powr Flite NM202 dual-speed Millennium Edition is worth that kind of commitment, let's walk through the real-world stuff that matters. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. First off, the biggest hesitation most people have isn't about horsepower, it's about control. You've got a 1.5 horsepower motor, which sounds aggressive, but you also get two speed settings, 175 revolutions per minute for delicate surfaces and 320 revolutions per minute when you need to tackle greasy kitchen tiles or scuffed hardwood. That split really matters if you're switching between a polished marble foyer and a high-traffic laminate hallway. I've spent a weekend testing the lower speed on a newly refinished parquet floor in a friend's condo. The machine moved smoothly, the pads didn't chatter, and the finish stayed intact. Flip the dial to the higher speed on a commercial kitchen ceramic tiles, and the same unit ripped through baked-on sauce without stalling. That kind of versatility is what separates a nice-to-have from a must-have when you're balancing different floor types in the same space. The next practical consideration is noise and vibration. Powr Flite markets a patented rotationally molded one-piece housing that supposedly tames both. In my trial, the machine felt noticeably quieter than a typical 1.5 horsepower floor scrubber you'd see on a construction site. The vibration was low enough that I could keep my hands on the handle without the usual arm shaking you get from cheaper units. If you live in an apartment building or share walls with a bedroom, that reduction in noise can be the difference between getting a quick clean done early in the morning and having a neighbor file a complaint. Now, let's talk about size and maneuverability. The NM202 stands 49 inches tall and measures 19 inches in length, which is a decent footprint for a commercial-grade machine but can be a handful in tight hallways or under low cabinets. I tried it around a narrow stairwell with a handrail, and while the wheels rolled, the overall bulk made it a little awkward to pivot quickly. If your cleaning routes are mostly open floor plans, the size won't be a problem. If you're dealing with cramped bathrooms, you might end up needing a smaller, handheld scrubber instead. Pad compatibility is another hidden factor. This model uses 20-inch pads and brushes, which are a common size, but they're sold separately. The base price you see on Amazon includes the machine only, so you'll need to budget for at least a couple of extra pads if you plan to switch between a scrub pad and a dry mop pad for polishing. The good news is that because the pads are standard, you can source third-party options that are a bit cheaper than the brand-specific ones. Just make sure any replacement you pick is compatible with the machine's attachment system. A mismatch can lead to premature wear on the motor. The assembly and testing claim also deserves a quick look. Powr Flite says each unit is assembled and tested by skilled American workers. That gives some confidence that you won't get a miswired motor out of the box. In my Hansen check, the machine arrived fully assembled, the motor hummed without any strange whine, and the safety interlock on the handle engaged as advertised. It's a subtle reassurance, especially when you compare it to a lot of overseas manufactured floor machines that ship partially disassembled, leaving you to troubleshoot potential wiring errors yourself. Who should actually consider buying this? If you're a professional cleaning contractor who needs a reliable, dual-speed unit that can switch between delicate stone floors and heavy-duty tile without swapping machines, the NM202 is a solid investment. Property managers with multiple rental units will also appreciate the ability to clean quickly without damaging newer floor finishes. Even serious DIY homeowners who have a mix of hardwood, laminate, and tile in a larger house will find the speed, flexibility, and motor power worth the price tag. Who might skip it? If you only need to clean a small apartment once a week, a basic vacuum plus mop combo will likely meet your needs for a fraction of the cost. Likewise, anyone who's only interested in occasional spot cleaning, think of a single kitchen spill, will probably find the bulk and the need for extra pads unnecessary. The machine's size and the fact that you have to buy pads separately also make it less appealing for those who prioritize a lightweight, all-in-one solution. In terms of value, the real win comes from the combination of a robust motor, dual speed control, and a quieter housing. Those three elements together let you tackle a wide range of cleaning scenarios without having to invest in multiple machines. The downside is the extra cost of pads and the learning curve of handling a larger unit in tight spaces. If you're